Well, buckle up, because this is going to be a long video. Hey guys, it's Dustin. Welcome back to the channel, and yeah, this is going to be a bit of a long video. So surrounding me here, I have all the horror movies in my collection. Now, I put horror in quotations because I tried to stay away from some of the horror comedies like Zombieland, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, and there's some other ones. I have them back here. Also, I tried to stay away from the thriller type of stuff and just do horror. Now, you guys may not deem some of these horror movies. These are just what I take to be horror movies. So, yeah, I also didn't bother with like the Ghostbusters movies or anything like that, but I don't know. We're going to go ahead and get into it. This is going to be in like no particular order. I have some boutique and some new stuff over here. Everything else over here, some box sets, which what we're going to start with first is the box sets. So, first up from Scream Factory, we have the Friday the 13th box set. This is one of my favorite items in my collection. This is every single movie. And if you keep looking on Amazon at the right time, and even on Facebook, if you join some of the Scream Factory groups, you can find people selling this either used or sometimes even new for really cheap. I've seen this on Amazon for like 70, 80 bucks, which is a really good deal considering you get every single movie from the original to the remake. Plus you get a bonus material disc and then a little booklet. So there we go. Every single Friday the 13th movie. I mean, I love this franchise. Who doesn't? Jason is awesome. So there we go. Friday the 13th. And then another big box set that I actually really like, and another box set that you can get pretty cheap if you just search on Amazon at the right time. And that is the Evil Dead Groovy Collection. This has the Evil Dead 1 and 2 on 4K, plus the complete series of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background. She's really annoying. So, there we go. The Evil Dead Groovy Collection. Alright, and then before we get into the Scream Factory box sets, more of them, I have this here. This is the Paranormal Activity Ultimate Chills Collection. This is a really cool box set, and another one that you can find pretty cheap if you just look around. It's on sale all the time. This is every single Paranormal Activity movie, all the way up to Unknown Dimension. And before Unknown Dimension, I believe, was only available on streaming or on DVD. So this is the first time for Blu-ray. And you will also even get the, or not Unknown Dimension, Next of Kin, yeah. Unknown Dimension is the documentary on how they made Paranormal Activity. So you get all the movies plus the documentary on how they made the movies. Say what you want about these movies. I know they get really kind of shitty the farther you go, but I enjoy the first few of them, so I have no complaints. And then a box set that I actually really like. This is the Fly Collection box set from Scream Factory. This has the original Fly from 1958, which I did watch for the first time not too long ago. I'm also going to be doing a podcast on that and the remake with my buddy Ryan. The link to the Bearded Bro Show podcast is going to be down in the description. Him and I watched both movies, and we're going to talk about it soon. We just got to link up. Schedules have been crazy. But this has The Fly, Return of the Fly, The Curse of the Fly remake, and then The Fly 2. And I can honestly tell you, the 1958 version and then the 86 remake, vastly different, obviously. But nonetheless, really, really good movies. Next up, some of the scariest found footage horror movies that I believe are the scariest anyway. At least the first two, and that is the Wreck Collection from Scream Factory. This is a box set. It holds all 4 movies, and yeah, these are terrifying. I remember seeing the first one. This is a Spanish horror movie, the first one, and then I remember seeing like the trailer for the second one, and it's terrifying because the second one picks up right after the first one. 3 and 4, I heard get a little weird, but I do enjoy the first 2 movies, and this is a really cool box set. And then we have the Omen Collection box set from Scream Factory. Fun fact, I was just in Walmart today with my wife, and they had this box set and the Fly box set in Walmart, I think for $39.99 a piece. Pretty good deal. This has the original Omen all the way up to the remake. There you go. So, funny story with these movies. When I was younger, I was at my dad's house, and my stepmom was cooking dinner while my dad was at work. And I was like, let's watch a scary movie. And we put on the Omen remake. And I don't know why the movie scared me so bad. Me and my stepmom literally just hung out in the kitchen. I'm going to rewatch it. I don't think the movie was genuinely that scary, but I was just young. And I just think the concept of what was happening in it just freaked me out. So we got the Omen box set from Scream Factory. And this artwork is just beautiful. And then the last box set I have, another Scream Factory release, Critters, the Critters collection. This is all 4 movies. I also have Critters Attack in here. You'll see it, but it's not part of the box set. But there's a 5th one. I heard nothing but terrible things, but I do love the first Critters movie. It's fantastic. So there we go, Critters. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and get into the boutique label stuff and some of the newer stuff, and then we'll go through the normal collection, which you guys have seen a lot of these if you watched previous videos. But a couple Criterion titles here. I don't have a lot. Night of the Living Dead, George Romero. This is, I mean, a classic, 1968 black and white film. I have seen this, and I enjoy it for it being an old movie. Next up on Criterion Collection, we have Antichrist. I have nothing to say other than screw this movie. It's from 2009, and there's imagery in this movie and scenes in this movie that will forever be burned in my brain. You used to be able to find this movie on Netflix a long time ago, but it was never in any of the listings. You specifically had to search it up because it has, or didn't at the time, have any rating, and I don't think it does still to this day, because there's just stuff in here that you would be shocked that they put in a movie, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I know there are worse movies out there that are basically like snuff films. It's nothing like that. But for something that is like mass produced that you can just go online and buy, it's quite shocking. But the first time I ever watched this movie, my friend and I searched it on Netflix, and in our minds we're like, oh, we've been to all these like gore websites where there's been like real death and all kinds of stuff. You know, nothing's going to bother us. We never finished this movie. I did not finish this movie until probably about a year ago. I think I actually sat through and watched it as like a thing from when I was streaming. If people like, I forget what I did, but basically there was like an incentive, and if they hit that incentive, I watched this movie and I documented it all through my Discord. So, yeah, this movie, don't watch it or watch it if you're into that stuff, but trust me, it's a lot. And then a movie that I absolutely love from 1991, Silence of the Lambs on the Criterion Collection. I mean, what can you say about this movie? Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter, absolutely terrifying, but nonetheless, it's a good movie. Getting into some Vinegar Syndrome now, we have Madman on 4K. I've heard nothing but great things about this. I have not had the chance to watch it yet, but I do plan on doing that soon. Another one that I've heard good things about from Vinegar Syndrome, Graduation Day. Again, heard it's just a really kind of fun, old school slasher, and yeah, I'm going to watch it soon. A movie I did watch and I really enjoyed, basically take Jaws but put it on a golf course with a lawnmower and you have blades. To be honest with you, this is kind of a cringy movie, but it's a fun one, and I had a blast with it. I mean, it's a crappy, low-budget horror movie. If you're into that stuff, this is right up your alley, and the slipcover is gorgeous. And another movie I am very familiar with, the original and the remake, the Amityville Horror. This is the one from 74, I believe it came, 1979. The Amityville Horror, the original one. This is great. It has James Brolin in it. You know, if you know, you know. Everybody, I think when you think of this movie, a lot of people think of the one with Ryan Reynolds. Great movie, but I have a soft spot for the original. Now we're getting into some Arrow Video titles. The first couple of these are from the Empire of Screams box set. I just don't think the other two would really classify as horror. I could be wrong, or the other three rather. But here we have Cellar Dweller. This is the only way to get this on Blu-ray. This is not sold separately. As you can see, it is specifically a part of the Empire of Scream box set. But we have Cellar Dweller. We have Dolls on Blu-ray. This used to be a Scream Factory title. They lost the rights to it, and Arrow took it over. Now, these are just regular Arrow releases that you can get. We have The Stylist here. This one was interesting. It was one of those ones that I read the synopsis of, and I was actually quite surprised. It was a pretty decent movie. Pretty fun. And then we have a German horror film here called Sleep. Good movie. Just very, very odd in some parts. Then we have a classic here, The Hills Have Eyes, Wes Craven's. I'm not going to go into too much detail about these, but some of these I have not been able to watch yet. But we have The Hills Have Eyes, which, I mean, I've seen the movie, but I haven't rewatched it recently. We have Flatliners from Arrow Video here. This is a really interesting horror movie. I know there's a remake of it. A lot of people like the remake. I don't hate the remake. I like the original better, though. Then we have Donnie Darko. This is a cult classic. There are people that will defend this movie to the ends of the earth, which I don't hate this movie. I love this movie, but it's definitely a really, really weird one. All right, sorry for the abrupt cut there. For those of you that don't know, my wife and I just had a baby almost a month ago. It'll be a month this Friday. I'm filming this on Wednesday the 23rd, so Friday he'll be a month old. But so we have a special guest right now. This is my son Grayson. So yeah, I had to feed him real quick, and I'm going to try to do this video before my other kids get home and my wife goes live to do her business. So we're going to have a guest. I'm going to try my best here to do this one-handed. A movie that I forgot to get off the shelf that I wanted to show you guys. Maximum Overdrive, this really cool Vestron Video Steelbook. So this is a movie that I knew a lot about, but I didn't watch until I actually got it. But it's really, really awesome, and it's just a fun, good time. It's a fun, good time. Now, continuing on with the Arrow videos, we have Deadly Games with this beautiful slipcover. This was an interesting one. I watched this not too long after I got it, and I mean, it's from the 80s. It's cheesy 80s slasher fun, but nothing too crazy, but still a fun movie if you're into that kind of stuff. Oh, we got an upset baby. Alright, that didn't last long. BRB. Alright, so our little guest didn't like being a little guest for too long, but he's over here in his swing, so if you hear like a weird electronic noise and birds, it's him. I think he has an upset stomach, and he's tired. He hasn't been sleeping too good last night and today. But continue on with the Arrow video stuff. We have the original The Crazies. I love the remake, but I don't own the remake. But the original it's fun. It's fun. I had a good time with it. This movie, I haven't had the chance to watch this yet. This is Cold Light of Day. This is a story that follows a British serial killer named Dennis Nielsen. The slipcover is really cool. There we go. I don't know how much I can show, you know, YouTube being YouTube. But this is something that I do plan on watching at some point, and wifey is tending to the baby. So we need to get this done. If you don't like babies crying, just, you're a terrible person. He's cute. He's allowed to cry. There we go. Cold is the light of day. Or Cold Light of Day, rather. Then we have Children of the Corn. I have quite a bit of Stephen King movies. I do want to get the Pet Cemeteries eventually. and what's the other one? Doctor Sleep. But this is Children of the Corn. I'm a big fan of Stephen King and his work. I love his books. So there we go. Children of the Corn on Arrow Video. That is the original. That is not the remake. Then we have An American Werewolf in London. I still believe that this is one of the greatest werewolf transformation scenes in cinema history. It is done so well. And I have not had the chance to rewatch it, at least this version of it, but it will happen soon. And then we have Alice, Sweet Alice. This is a slasher from '76. And I don't know. I love this movie. A lot of people hated it. I liked it so much. In this yellow cover, I mean, it pops. This was such a fun time. Really, really recommend it. You're going to see a theme here with Halloween. Michael Myers is my favorite. I'm literally wearing a Michael Myers shirt. I have masks. I have now figurines. I love Michael Myers. So this is one of my favorite editions. This is the Titans of Cult Halloween 2018 4K Steelbook. Obviously it comes in here. I'll just show the Steelbook, but it comes with like pins and everything. But there you go. The artwork looks awesome. I love Halloween 2018. To be quite honest with you, I like every Halloween movie. There's not one that I dislike. I like them all in their own way. Yes, some of them are a little out there, but I enjoy them. Then this was a gift from my wife, I think for Father's Day or something. Valentine's Day, I don't know. Dawn of the Dead, the second sight release. This is not like the big crazy expensive box set. The resale prices on that are stupid. But this is Dawn of the Dead. So I like this because my wife and I live not too far from Pittsburgh, and that is where George Romero filmed a lot of his movies. Were in the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. And this actually takes place in the Monroeville Mall, which is really cool because when you go there, they do like tours and stuff every once in a while where you can actually like go into certain parts of the mall that you normally couldn't access. And they talk about, you know, the scenes that were filmed there. And I think that is super, super cool. I've never personally have got to do it. But, I mean, maybe one day. But I've definitely been to the Steel City Con, and I've been to that mall a bunch of times. And Tom Savini's at the Steel City Con all the time. And if you know anything about him, you know that he had a lot to do with this movie. So, pretty cool. And then we have The Shining. This is new stuff, so you guys are kind of getting a sneak peek at the August physical media haul. So we have The Shining. Salem's Lot. Never seen the movie, never read the book. I'm going to read the book before the movie. One of my favorite Stephen King movies, The Mist. This is the one from 99. Right? 1999, I think it came out. 2007. I don't know. It says 2007. When did this come out? I guess this is the 2007 one. I thought this was the original. For some reason. Whatever. The Mist. And then The Lost Boys. I knew about the first one. Didn't know there was a second two. Really like the first one. I have high hopes for the second two. The Gate. A super fun PG-13 horror movie from the 80s. Cannot wait to... I think my son would actually like this movie. Because it's not scary. Okay, thank God for editing. Seriously, I'm not meant to record a YouTube video today. We were just going through everything and my camera battery died. In the middle talking about The Exorcist. And again, we have an upset newborn. It is what it is. It's the only time I have to record, so... Leave my baby alone. He's cute. I know nobody really cares. People understand. But we were talking about The Exorcist 2, The Heretic. I have not seen this, but I've heard not good things. It's weird because I've seen the original Exorcist and I've seen the third one. I've never seen this one. I don't know how I didn't see this one, but I've only ever watched the third one once, but I do love the original. So here we go, Exorcist 2. And then we got Shark Night. This one was okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. Anytime I see a shark movie, I try to get it just because my son is very much into sharks. He's 10 and loves sharks. He knows all the different types and everything, and he just likes them. So we watched Shark Night. I don't think he was really too pleased with it. He was just thought it was okay. Just got this in yesterday. My wife picked this up for me at Walmart. This is Candyman, Day of the Dead. And fun fact, this is actually a Vestron title. You can see it. This is number 24, but this is the Vestron, just with a different slipcover. It just doesn't have the number, but I'm cool with that. So, Candyman, Day of the Dead. Never saw it. Plan on it. And then we have The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Really creepy movie. Arrow video version of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like I said, you guys are kind of getting a sneak peek at the August pickups here. 13 Ghosts. Classic. Love this movie. They're making a TV show based on it, so I think that's pretty cool. To continue with the George Romero, The Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, we have Day of the Dead. I believe this is a Romero, right? Did Romero do this? Yeah, he did, of course. Day of the Dead. So I have, like, the trilogy, if you want to call it that. Then we have Trick or Treat. Fantastic movie. I know some people are, like, really into Sam. I think they're finally making another one of these, I heard. I don't know how true that is. But I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm going to watch this with my wife probably tonight. Either that or Killer Clowns. Okay, so now to get into the stuff that a lot of you have probably seen. A lot of these titles I've had for a while now. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Rob Zombie's 31. A lot of people talk a lot of shit on this movie. I thought this movie was super fun. I don't know. That's just me. I had a really good time with it. I thought it was a pretty fun movie. Then we have Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell. These are not in alphabetical order, by the way. So, like, if they look out of place, that's why I just grabbed them off the shelf. Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell. Again, another movie a lot of people talk shit on. I found it enjoyable. Then we have Annabelle Comes Home. Again, these are out of order, so I'm going in like reverse order. Annabelle Comes Home. This is Annabelle Creation. And Annabelle. Now, I think out of all the movies in the Conjuring universe, the Annabelle movies are probably the scariest. Let me know what you think. We have American Psycho, this gorgeous steelbook, which this steelbook goes for a lot of money now, so I'm super happy to have this. All Hallows Eve. And before you say, like a lot of people say that this is a burnt disc or like a bootleg disc, this is not a bootleg disc. This is actually put out by RLJE Films, and it's a mod disc, means it's made on demand. But this is legit from RLJE Films. And I promise you that it's a real thing. I will not buy bootlegs, but you can order this, and it is made by RLJE down there. Because when I got it, I had like so many questions when I opened it up. I'm like, what is this? Come to find out, it is a legitimate release. It's just more legit now, obviously, because of the hype surrounding the second movie. So that's when they really started pushing that. Then we have Army of Darkness on 4K. I mean, I love Evil Dead. You could call this horror. You could not call it horror. Evil Dead falls into that category for me. So Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness Screwhead Edition on Blu-ray. The Belko Experiment. This movie's really, really fun. If you just want like a fun, like, gore fest. The Black Phone. Love this movie, and I actually have the Black Phone short stories, and obviously it's in there. I would love to. I wish it was almost like a full-length novel and not a short story, but nonetheless, from this being taken from a short story and what they did with it, fantastic. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. It's okay. I mean, it's not. My mustache is crazy. It was all right. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It was just okay. Cannibal Holocaust. Can't go into too much detail on that. If you know, you know. The Cabin in the Woods. I really like this movie, but I think that there was a lot of wasted potential. I feel like they could have done more or made more of these movies, or kind of go into some of the backstory of the creatures. But other than that, I really enjoy this movie. Christmas, Bloody Christmas. I picked this up at Best Buy a few months ago, and it's a Shudder original. It's fun. It's not the best movie in the world, but it is a fun movie, I will say. The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. A lot of people didn't like this one in the franchise. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought this movie was done really well. The Conjuring 2. I believe that this is probably... The original is scary, but I feel like the Conjuring 2 is scarier than the original Conjuring. Speaking of the original Conjuring, here we go. And then we have Critters Attack. I told you they made a 5th one. I have not watched this yet. I've just heard nothing but bad things about it, but I'll be the judge when I watch it. Then we have The Curse of La Llorona. La Llorona. La Llorona. That's it. Yeah, La Llorona. Not La Llorona. La Llorona. This movie actually scared the shit out of me. I don't know why. I remember watching it with my wife, and like it just freaked me out. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the concept with kids and me having kids. It just freaked me out. But I liked it. I don't know. Again, it's one that doesn't get the best reviews, but I found it enjoyable. We have the remake of Dawn of the Dead. Obviously, this is a really good remake. I like it. The Dark and the Wicked. I will die on this hill when I tell you, personally, this is the scariest movie I've ever watched. And I mean it in like a sense of like, it was unnerving the entire time. Like it's like a slow burn, but it's done so well that you're engaged the whole time. And this movie scared the shit out of me. I actually have a DVD copy autographed by Michael Abbott Jr., who played Michael in this movie. So that was really cool. Really nice guy. I reached out to him on Twitter, and he sent me a signed copy. But yeah, this movie is horrifying. Watch it. The Devil's Machine, this was a Dollar Tree special. Never watched it yet, but it looks and sounds really weird. The Dentist Collection from Vestron Video. This has The Dentist 1 and The Dentist 2. Just cringy, over-the-top horror movies based on a dentist. So if you don't like dentists, don't watch that movie because it will probably scare you even more. Drag Me to Hell. A movie that I've watched a few times, and I really like it. It's a PG-13 movie, but I have not watched it in a while, so I do plan on checking that out again soon. Dollface, this was another Dollar Tree special. My wife picked this up for me one day because she was like, this looks like something you would enjoy. I've not watched it yet, but I will get to it. Event Horizon. Again, one of the most horrifying films that I've seen. I don't know why. This movie scared me when I was younger. This came out in 96, I believe. Something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, really good space horror movie. Check it out. We have Jordan Peele's Get Out. I like it. Then we have a vampire movie that I absolutely love. Fright Night. This beautiful steelbook. Really enjoy that movie. Fall. Not super scary. Definitely super unnerving if you have a fear of heights. I don't, but I enjoyed it. It's a pretty predictable movie. Then we have the original Exorcist with this really cool slipcover. Love that movie. We have Evil Dead Rise. Again, a lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it. I love that movie. The 2013 Evil Dead remake. Of course, it's good. And then we have this Evil Dead steelbook. Alright, continuing on here. We have, again, out of order, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. This was that Scream Factory 3 box set that came with, like, Halloween... No, this one didn't come with that. That came with Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, Halloween Resurrection. No, this was one of the ones you could buy. Halloween 5. I love all the Halloween movies, by the way. I like them all for their own reasons. I said it earlier. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Again, I apologize for these being out of order, guys. Just the way I grabbed them. Halloween 2. Great movie. The original Halloween. Absolute classic. Then we have Halloween Resurrection. Then we have H2O. And then we have Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Yeah, this one's fun. I don't know. I like it. And then we have what I deem to be a fantastic movie. If you agree otherwise, take it somewhere else. Halloween Ends. This movie gets a lot of shit, obviously, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and this edition from Walmart is really cool. Halloween Kills. I feel like this is a movie that is now starting to grow on people, now that the hate for Ends is prevalent. And then we have Halloween 2018. I love this movie, and it's fantastic. I think that, like, you should like this movie. If you love the original, you would like this one. Then we have Mark Wahlberg's The Happening. I really like the movie. Not a lot of people do. I enjoy it. Hellfest. Super fun slasher that takes place at an amusement park. Hereditary. The most overrated horror movie ever made. Don't care for it. I don't even know why I own it, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure this was bought off of one of my wish lists when I streamed on Twitch. I don't find it that scary. I just think the movie's super overhyped and it's boring, in my opinion. Infinity Pool, really weird movie. My wife started watching it with me, and it was too weird for her, so she quit. It Follows, one of the most creative horror movies ever made. Highly recommend. It Chapter 2, obviously good. It Chapter 1. And the original It. And it's funny because I read Stephen King's book, and then like I started going back and rewatching these, and how like the book ties into like both the original movie and the remake is pretty cool. Jaws the Revenge. Have not seen that one yet. Jaws 3, which takes place in a water park. Jaws 2. And then the original Jaws. Now, you may not classify those as horror, but I find sharks scary, so they're horror movies to me. Dollar Tree Special Hair Killer Tattooist. I actually had a lot of fun with this movie, and for $1, I can't complain. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, classic. I have the Arrow video, which is new, plus the standard Blu-ray with the art card on the front. Kill Katie Malone. Watched this once in the past. It's fun. I like it. The Lighthouse. Yes, I do classify this as a horror movie. And yes, this movie is crazy. But I love it. I love that movie. And then we have a good vampire movie here, Let Me In. This is one that I thoroughly enjoyed. And then we have Gary Oldberg starring in Mary. This is a Dollar Tree title. I enjoyed it for the most part. I didn't hate it, but it was pretty enjoyable for the most part. Megan, that's a fun movie. I don't think it's like as crazy. I know we're getting like a Megan 2.0 I saw or something. How true it is, I don't know. The original Lost Boys on 4K. It's a fantastic movie. I have the 3-pack as well. Lords of Salem by Rob Zombie. Midsummer. Really enjoyed this. I thought it was great. And then Men, another A24 movie. This movie was just super, super weird. Super, super weird. Alright, final stack of movies. Jordan Peele's Nope. I enjoyed this more than I thought I would. I had a really good time with it. Night of the Creeps, Scream Factory title. I have not watched this yet, but I do plan on it because I love movies from that time period. The Nun. I'm actually really excited for The Nun 2. Pearl. I enjoy this movie. I like Pearl and X. Both, but Pearl is fantastic. Poltergeist, the remake. The original Poltergeist. Pray for the Devil. I had a lot of fun with it. The Pope's Exorcist. It was okay. It was okay. The Purge. Love the first couple of those. Puppet Master. This is The Littlest Reich. Just over-the-top gore. I've not seen any of the other Puppet Masters, so that was my first one. That was at Dollar Tree. A Quiet Place Part 2. Really love this movie. Really excited to see A Quiet Place Day 1. And then the original Quiet Place, the first one. I say original, but, you know, the first one. Satan's Little Helper. Low budget. Movie from 2004. Just watch it. Saw the 8-film collection. I like all these movies, and I'm really excited for Saw X, or whatever they're calling it. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, a very slept-on movie. I thought it was fantastic, and I kind of hope they do more. Shutter Island, a movie that if I could go back and watch for the first time and not have the ending ruined for me, I would. Silent Night, Deadly Night from Scream Factory. Just cheesy horror. I'll show you this one next then. Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. And then Silent Night, Deadly Night, the collection from Vestron. This has 3, 4, and 5. Yes, there are 5 of these movies. Smile. I really liked it. I don't know. I thought it was fun. Saw Spiral. I've heard very mixed things. A YouTuber that I watch actually had a cameo in this movie, Chris Ramsey, so I do plan on watching this. I want to go back and revisit the Saw movies. The Strangers Pray at Midnight. And The Strangers. We're almost done here. And then we have Studio 666. I'm a fan of Foo Fighters, and this was actually, like, funny, but also pretty scary at the same time. Like, I was actually kind of shocked. Then we have Terrifier 2. Fantastic movie. And then we have the first Terrifier. The very first, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Love this movie. Titan. I almost thought of not calling this horror, but to be honest with you, this is a French movie from 2021, and it very well could be horror. It kind of like rides the line between horror and thriller. It's just weird. Watch at your own discretion. It's a weird one. Train to Busan, one of the best zombie movies in the world. I love this. This is a Korean film, and I had a blast with it. You're Next, another really good home invasion movie. And then we have X. I actually really like this one. Wolfsbane, this was a Dollar Tree find. It was a steelbook. I have no idea. It's werewolves and vampires, and I'm in. That's all I know. It was $1.25. The Witch, this was a movie that I watched in the theaters with my best friend at one point in time, and I remember hating it because it was super slow. But I'm going to revisit it because I feel like now that I'm older, I definitely have a different type of appreciation for movies, so I'm going to revisit The Witch. And then we have the Wishmaster collection. This is Wishmaster, Wishmaster 2, 3, and 4. I've only ever seen the first one, but I'm going to check this out. Willy's Wonderland. This is a great Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff. My son and I really like this movie, and I'm looking forward to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And it comes out on my birthday, October 27th. And a movie that I really liked and I had a lot of fun with, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yes, I own it. Yes, I watched it. Yes, I enjoyed it. But guys, that is my entire horror movie collection. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. As always, I'll see you later in another video.